Scared. I want y'all to write that down because there's going to be a quiz later. Scared dictates a lot of things that people do. I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, Texas is in fact a republic. It's a de facto republic. Uh, Back in like World War II, just because Hitler invaded France and put his troops in there, that did not mean that France was not a republic. It was a republic under occupation. Uh, Texas has been under occupation since 1865. In fact, we had special laws passed against us because they were so afraid that our ability to carry a gun might lead back to the Republic of Texas, and they've been scared of it in America ever since. Now, the scared part comes in. We show up down in Austin to do these rallies, and we have this tremendous publicity push, and people, some people driving in, and you get down there and you get 35 or 40 people, and we're all standing around wondering, well, what's going on here? Well, what's going on is people are scared. Right now, at the Republican convention in Texas, there is going to be an effort to put a plank in the platform calling for a vote of how many people would like to secede. Okay. Now, I want you to point out, you can call us nuts, conspiracy nuts, or fringe, or whatever. 4 years ago, they wouldn't let us in the door, and now we're in the door and actually going to have a vote. But the general population getting up and going to work every morning is not thinking about seceding from the United States. They don't even understand it. But you would think that with a rally in Austin, that there would be a crowd of people just showing up just to see what we look like, see what's going on. But the fact is, the problem is they're scared. And see, this is what's happened in the United States. Waco, Ruby Ridge, things like that, have put people on point and let them know, okay, where 10 or 20 years ago, you see a Department of Public Safety officer walking around the grounds of the Capitol, you don't think a whole lot about it, you're supposed to be there. Well, now, with the events of the last 2 to 4 years, people are scared. So your average nerd hanging around Austin on a Saturday with nothing to do, he hears there's going to be a rally at the Capitol. Well, what's going on? Well, if it's a bunch of Mexicans dancing, and there's thousands of Mexicans there dancing and having a party, yeah, go down there and watch and enjoy. But they say, well, no, the Texas nationalists are going to be there, and they're going to be giving speeches about seceding from the United States. Well, you get scared right away. You get scared. Nobody wants to show up and watch an arrest and all the other nonsense that goes with it. So you have the scared factor. And Texas is a republic. Just because we're occupied doesn't mean we're not. We're beginning to act like a republic with the gold bullion, with our emphasis on our borders. We have emphasis on our borders. The United States doesn't give a flip. Okay, with the emergence of people coming from all other parts of the country and the world to get here because of the quality of life, the economic factors and all that. And they get down here in Texas. When they first get here, they think, well, it's a state like any other state, but it's not. It's not. It is a functioning republic. Will we be able to secede? No. I don't think, short of an armed conflict, that the United States will ever let us secede from the Union. Can we, in fact, be a different part? Well, we in fact are. Texas is different. It's different. Ruby Ridge, Waco, things like that, especially Ruby Ridge, has reminded all of us that the government will go through any length, ignore the Constitution, do anything they need to do to maintain power. They'll do that. Lavoy Finicum's death is proof of that. I won't go dragging all that out again. I'm still working on it, but it's just painfully obvious. I was watching last night an engineer demonstrating how the first 15 floors on the top of the World Trade Center couldn't possibly pancake the whole building. Made a lot of sense. I've also seen a film a week ago that surfaced out of a cell phone that actually showed the explosions going off in Building 7 before it pancaked down. Okay? So there are sinister elements within the American federal government. And these sinister elements are there to maintain power, that they maintain control. Texas stands directly in the way of that. We're directly in the way. Texas has more oil than all of the countries in the world combined except Russia. We've got cattle, we've got tech, we've got people, we've got labor, we've got economics and everything. God knows we got all the Mexicans. But Texas is a big stumbling block for the power brokers in New York and Washington. Now, the way they're going to try to bring us down is they want to infiltrate Texas and turn it into Caltex. California was a beautiful state, beautiful people. Everybody wanted to get there and everything. And these powers went in there and basically, it's still a beautiful place, but it's just not California anymore. It's a joke. Everybody makes jokes about California and everything, and it's a pity because it was such a beautiful place. Texas is long noted that when somebody else screws up, we watch very closely. And we're not a bunch of rednecks, a bunch of fools, anything. We have education, we have good people, we have enterprise, we have all these things in Texas. Okay, and if you want to know how stout we are, how'd that Ebola work out for you? All the whole world was coming to an end. The religious nuts reciting the book of Revelation and everything else, and all of a sudden, there weren't no more Ebola here. Well, it's because it came to Texas. Then there weren't no more Ebola. We deal with problems like that. That's Texas. But the people are scared. The fact is, if 10,000 people showed up at the Capitol for one of our rallies and everything, then the power brokers would be scared. Okay? You can arrest a man, but you can't arrest a battalion. And power is inherent in the people. That's a very important statement. Power is inherent in the people. All right, if you've got a bunch of people saying this is the way it is, and that's the way it is, the power flows up from the people. This enema that they call the American federal government is a complete inversion of the way the Constitution was laid out. And people are scared. So, y'all think about that. And you think about the way Texas is approaching this. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. There will be more Ruby Ridges. There will be more Lavoie Finnegans. There will be more of this. But one day, those people will show up. They will show up. Okay? And then the Illuminati will be scared. We Texans have proved two things. Okay? We've proved two things over the last couple hundred years. We are the people that will back up in an old church and shoot at you, and we proved we can't count to 5,000. Y'all be cool. And we're going to say, click.